The suburban neighborhood of Maplewood, known for its strict homeowners association, HOA, rules. The community is picturesque, with houses lined up in neat rows, but tensions run high due to overzealous enforcement of regulations by the HOA, particularly by the notorious Karen Thompson. Characters: Alex Morgan, the protagonist, a witty and resourceful homeowner who values personal space and has had enough of Karen's antics. Karen Thompson, the infamous HOA board member, an overly strict enforcer of the neighborhood's rules who believes she knows what's best for everyone. Tom, Alex's neighbor and friend, a laid-back guy who often provides comic relief and support during conflicts. Mayor Johnson, the well-meaning but somewhat oblivious mayor of Maplewood, caught in the middle of the community's drama. Plot. The setup. Alex has just settled into their new home in Maplewood, excited to enjoy the peaceful suburban life. However, they quickly discover that the HOA, led by Karen, has a reputation for being intrusive. Alex tries to get along with the neighbors but finds themselves at odds with Karen over trivial matters, like lawn decorations and noise levels. The incident. One weekend, Alex returns home from a long day at work only to find Karen's car parked directly in front of their garage. Annoyed, Alex honks the horn, but Karen ignores the warning, believing she's entitled to park wherever she pleases as she chats with a friend. Frustrated, Alex goes inside, planning to wait it out. But when Karen doesn't move for hours, they realize they're stuck. The confrontation. The next morning, Alex confronts Karen about her parking violation. Karen brushes it off, claiming she was just stopping by to check on the neighborhood. Alex points out that it's illegal to block someone's garage, but Karen insists it's not a big deal, and that Alex should have planned better. The tension escalates as they argue, with Alex feeling increasingly frustrated by Karen's disregard for personal boundaries. The plan. After the confrontation, Alex decides to take things into their own hands. Inspired by a mix of frustration and humor, they hatch a plan. With the help of Tom, they arrange for a helicopter to airlift Karen's car while she's out shopping. They envision dropping it off in a place that will garner attention, preferably somewhere that will make a statement. The airlift. On the day of the airlift, Alex and Tom set up a camera to capture the event. As the helicopter arrives, they watch in disbelief and excitement as Karen's car is hoisted into the air. The entire neighborhood gathers, amused and curious about the spectacle. Alex can't help but feel a sense of triumph as they see Karen's car dangling above the neighborhood. The drop. The helicopter circles around and, with precision, the pilot drops the car gently onto the lawn of Mayor Johnson's house. The sight of the car, now adorned with a large sign reading "Blocked my garage," elicits laughter and cheers from the onlookers. The mayor, initially taken aback, quickly realizes the humor in the situation, but also the underlying issue. The fallout. Word spreads quickly about the incident, and it becomes the talk of the town. Karen is furious when she finds her car on the mayor's lawn, demanding an explanation. The mayor invites her to discuss community issues, but Karen is too consumed with anger to listen. Meanwhile, Alex receives unexpected support from neighbors who appreciate their bold stand against Karen's behavior. The community meeting. In the wake of the incident, the mayor organizes a community meeting to address the growing tension between residents and the HOA. Alex prepares to speak, hoping to advocate for a more respectful approach to neighborhood living. During the meeting, they present their case about personal boundaries and the importance of treating each other with respect. Karen's apology. Initially resistant, Karen eventually realizes her behavior has gone too far. After hearing from other residents about their own experiences with her overreach, she reluctantly apologizes to Alex. The community, witnessing this moment, feels a sense of relief and hope for a more harmonious neighborhood. 10. Moving forward. With a newfound understanding, Alex and Karen find common ground. They agree to work together to establish clearer guidelines for the HOA, fostering an environment that respects individual rights while maintaining community standards. The neighborhood begins to thrive as tensions ease and friendships blossom. The celebration. To celebrate the resolution, Alex hosts a block party. The atmosphere is lively, filled with laughter, food, and games. Karen even helps out, showing her commitment to change. The community bonds over shared experiences, turning a difficult situation into a positive outcome. Closing scene. As the sun sets on a successful day, Alex reflects on the journey. They feel grateful for the support of their neighbors and the ability to stand up for what's right. With a newfound sense of unity in Maplewood, Alex realizes that sometimes, Standing up for oneself can lead to unexpected friendships and a stronger community. Themes: standing up for yourself. The importance of asserting one's boundaries and rights. Community and cooperation. How working together can resolve conflicts and foster a better living environment. Growth and understanding. Learning from mistakes and evolving as individuals and as a community. Conclusion. This story combines humor and conflict resolution, showcasing how one person's determination to reclaim their space leads to unexpected growth and unity in the community. Through a bold and humorous act, Alex transforms a frustrating situation into a celebration of cooperation and respect, ultimately showing that even the most challenging conflicts can lead to positive change. The Willow Creek Estates Homeowners Association was a kingdom, and its queen was Cindy Thorne. Cindy, a retired real estate agent with too much time and an overdeveloped sense of civic duty, was the HOA president, and the neighborhood's undisputed Karen. My name is Marcus. My greatest point of pride was my 3-car garage, currently housing a vintage Mustang restoration project that was nearing completion. My greatest point of conflict was Cindy, who seemed to view my driveway and my life as her personal jurisdiction. The conflict reached its boiling point on a particularly tight deadline. I had secured a lucrative last-minute slot at an exclusive auto show, and I needed to get the Mustang out of the garage by 8 a.m. sharp. At 7 a.m., I opened my garage door to the horrifying sight: a pristine, white Mercedes sedan belonging to Cindy, parked diagonally across my entire driveway apron. It was perfectly placed to make exit utterly impossible. I called her. "Cindy, my garage is blocked. I have a critical deadline. Please move your car immediately." "Oh, Marcus." Her voice dripped with condescending sweetness. "I'm so sorry. I needed to pick up a few documents from Mrs. Henderson next door, and your driveway is just so much more convenient than using the designated guest parking. I'll be back in an hour or so." "Just wait. An hour is too late," I stated, trying to suppress my rage. "If you're not out in 10 minutes, I'm calling a tow truck." "Go right ahead," she chuckled. "The HOA covenants state you can't have commercial vehicles over a certain weight in the neighborhood, unless they are providing a scheduled service. A heavy tow truck is absolutely against the rules, and I will fine you $500 the minute it crosses the community line. Enjoy the wait, Marcus." She hung up, confident that she had successfully asserted her dominance, leaving me stranded and fuming. The strategic counter-move. I looked at the Mercedes, then at my beautiful caged Mustang, and a cold clarity washed over me. I wasn't going to fight her with rules. I was going to fight her with logistics and spectacle. I picked up the phone. The first call was to my old military buddy, Alex, who now ran a private, high-end rigging and heavy lift company. "Alex, I have a problem, and it requires a helicopter." Alex paused. "A helicopter? Marcus, what did you do?" "I didn't do anything. An HOA Karen blocked my garage. I need her car moved, completely off the property, and it needs to be airlifted. Can you get a light lift chopper and a certified ground crew here within the hour? And keep it quiet until liftoff. For you, Marcus, anything. But this is going to be expensive." "Worth every penny," I said, already calculating the financial and psychological return on investment. The target selection. I needed a destination that would maximize impact and minimize the chances of the car being immediately towed away. A public street would just mean a simple traffic ticket. The community office was too close. Then it hit me. The city's highest authority. The mayor, Mayor Thompson, lived 2 towns over in a very exclusive neighborhood. He was the local news media darling, and his lawn, a vast, pristine expanse of imported bluegrass, was his pride and joy. That was the perfect final parking spot. Operation. Flight of the Mercedes by 8:45 a.m. Cindy was still gone. My street was eerily quiet. My crew arrived in unmarked vans and got straight to work. They were pros. Alex's crew carefully slipped large, heavy-duty Kevlar slings under the Mercedes. They covered the windows and secured the rigging points. The entire process was done with surgical precision, ensuring no visible damage to the vehicle, a key part of my strategy to avoid criminal charges. The air grew heavy with a low rumble that quickly intensified. At 9 a.m. sharp, the distinctive sound of a medium-sized utility helicopter, Alex's light lift machine, drowned out all other noise. It hovered expertly over the Mercedes, sending swirls of dust and leaves flying across the quiet street. Neighbors started pouring out of their houses, pointing and gasping. They were witnessing something truly historic. The pilot lowered the hook. Alex's crew secured the slings to the lift harness, stepped back, and gave the thumbs up. With a powerful whine of the rotors, The Mercedes was yanked clean off the ground. It hung suspended beneath the chopper, swinging slightly as it rose past the rooftops and banked sharply, heading east. Cindy, who had finally returned and was strolling leisurely around the corner with Mrs. Henderson, dropped her jaw. She watched her expensive white sedan fly away, dangling from a helicopter. My car, she shrieked, her HOA clipboard falling to the sidewalk. I walked out of my garage, which was now thankfully unobstructed. I gave a polite wave to Cindy, who was dissolving into a state of hysterical indignation. "Cindy," I called over the receding chopper noise. "I'm sorry I couldn't wait for your convenient time. The HOA covenants only prohibit heavy tow trucks. They said nothing about a highly specialized, non-commercial aerial lift unit designed for precisely this kind of non-standard removal. I'm sure you'll find the new parking spot highly visible." The new parking spot, the helicopter flew straight to the mayor's neighborhood. The pilot, following instructions, gently lowered the white Mercedes right onto the exact center of Mayor Thompson's prize-winning lawn. It was positioned perfectly, like an art installation. The media coverage was instantaneous and spectacular. Local news choppers were already tracking Alex's flight path, assuming a serious construction emergency. They arrived just in time to capture the surreal footage of a luxury sedan being deposited onto the mayor's private property. By 11 a.m., the story was everywhere. HOA feud escalates, blocked car airlifted and dumped on mayor's lawn. Mayor Thompson, furious about the damage to his turf, went on local news not to condemn the action, but to rail against the petty, bureaucratic tyranny of power-hungry HOA boards that would drive a law-abiding citizen to such extremes. This was exactly the political spotlight I had hoped for. The mayor became an accidental ally. The final reckoning. Cindy was frantic. She had to pay an exorbitant fee to have a specialized, legal, HOA-approved tow truck retrieve her car from the mayor's property. When she came storming to my house, red-faced, I was already detailing my Mustang, ready for the show. "I'm fining you $20,000 for public spectacle, destruction of property, unauthorized flight paths, and," she stammered, searching for a legal term, "general neighborhood mayhem." I smiled, holding up a printout of the HOA covenants and the mayor's public statement. "Cindy, my car was blocked, preventing me from engaging in a legal and scheduled business activity. Your car was moved without damage to restore my access. Furthermore, the local news coverage has spurred a city council inquiry into HOA overreach, which the mayor himself is supporting. You're the one facing potential liability for unauthorized obstruction. As for the fines," I finished, "I'll see you in court. But first, since my driveway is finally clear, I have a show to get to." Cindy Thorne's reputation, already shaky, was utterly destroyed. The incident made her a laughingstock. Within a month, an emergency recall election was held, and she was permanently removed from the HOA board. The mayor, enjoying the populist attention, had the Mercedes towed and sent Cindy a massive bill for the lawn repair. My Mustang won its class at the auto show. The cost of the helicopter lift? A small price to pay for the permanent silence of the HOA Karen.